guys, welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. Happy Christmas to everybody and welcome to another 12 days of Christmas. This is how to use your leftover turkey or ham that you've got. Num 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 num. That was so good. I'd have preferred it without the peas, but it was still good. So, here we go. I have a turkey thigh here. I'm going to cook that. I've just washed it. It's a big thigh, a lot of meat. And I'm going to cover it with water. Add some bay leaves. And one on the floor. These are peppercorns, just put a few in. So that is a gammon steak I'm using. Obviously I haven't used my Christmas ham yet, but I'm just showing you. So your ham and your turkey will most likely already be cooked from Christmas Day. So you could probably skip this part, but it's not a bad recipe to use as well during the year. So I'm just skimming off all the scum off the top because I intend to use this stock for the gravy. So by the time this turkey was cooked, I had enough stock to fill two silicone bags, and I've still got one in the freezer, and I used one for the gravy. So for anyone that's cooking this during the year and it's not Christmas time and you're watching this, I cooked that thigh on low for a couple of hours just to make sure it was cooked, because it is going to cook again ready for the pie. I left this overnight in the fridge. My dog enjoyed the little bits. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter in the pan. Oh, I dropped a carrot. Oh well. Garlic oil with the butter. So I've got 400 grams of sliced mushrooms. Mushrooms are like sponges. They're going to just suck up all that oil and butter. So this is the gammon and turkey from the evening before. I cooked it, left it in the fridge, and I'm throwing it all in. Making sure that some pieces are not too big. It is going to break down a little anyway. I was really surprised that even my kids enjoyed this. Usually Caitlin, she's so fussy about stuff, about food being mixed together like the mushrooms and stuff, but everyone ate this. You've got some turkey and ham that you need to get used up. Yours is already cooked, you can go straight to this stage. Otherwise do what I did before. Just make sure that your gammon's cooked through and you cooked your turkey thigh or leg, whichever you want to do. I ended up chucking the rest of that in. At this point here, all I'm doing is cooking the mushrooms and heating up the meat. And there we have a surprise ingredient, but there's not a lot of it, as you'll see. I'll show you, there's very little that goes into it. That's it. So it's not heaped up or anything like that. I do not like Marmite, but I like this pie, so you can probably tell that you can't really taste it very much. It just gives it a savoury taste. If you're wondering how much meat I used, use whatever it takes to fill up your pie dish. If you want a tall pie, put more in. I'm just adding some flour now because I'm going to add stock into this. So I'm going to add in some flour. You can see the turkey starting to break down now, look. And I'm adding the flour in so that the stock thickens up. Right, so you see that bag of stock? I got 2 of them just from cooking that thigh last night. One is already in the freezer ready for Christmas. Because obviously I filmed this before Christmas, so yeah, I've saved one and I've used one for this. Because you've got that flour in there, it will start to thicken up. Adding in some peas reluctantly. Not the biggest fan of peas, I have got to say. So this is just some fresh parsley I'm pulling off here, off the stems. I am going to use, I think it was a tablespoon, I don't know if it was a tablespoon or 2 of turkey bisto. So I did put that in to the gravy, a tablespoon or 2. So I'm just filling up my pie dish. This feeds 4 to 6, depending on how much you eat, I suppose. So now I'm just going around the outside of the pan. No, I am not making my pastry. People that have been here with me for a long time will already know. I was never making the pastry. Not a chance. So I got some ready rolled puff pastry. Cut out a piece and slapped it on top. And besides, yes, I've done this before Christmas. Ready for Christmas. But it's Christmas time. Make things easier on yourself. If you enjoy making pastry, feel free. You go for it. I don't. Can't stand it. And there's not a chance on this fine earth that I would make puff pastry. Just remember when making a pie to make a couple of holes in the top. Just trim off excess first. Make a couple of vent holes at the top so it doesn't steam. You want it to cook and crisp. There's your vent holes. And then an egg wash. And the only cooking time it needs is for you to cook that pastry, because everything underneath should be hot. Coming straight from the pan. You will have spare gravy as well, so just stick that into a gravy boat like I've done. Now I'll just put some flakes of salt on top, a little bit of pepper, and there you go. It's as easy as that. Not difficult. If it was, I won't bother. So there it is. That is one nice looking pie. Look at that. Ooh, I could just eat that again. You can see there's a lot of meat in there. Ham, mushrooms, peas, and that's the extra gravy. Like I said, I put in the extra gravy, I put maybe once I'd fished the meat out, I put maybe a tablespoon or two of turkey bisto in, and that was the extra gravy. And I just served it with some crushed roasted potatoes and carrots. So don't forget to join me on the next one, guys. Happy Christmas!